We have arrived for the World Cup. A host of us turned up this morning, just a day before the first official match of the World Cup. A lot of us are fans, will be fans for sure. Just out of the Doha International Airport. That's the airport. This is one of the two airports in the capital of Qatar. So the other one is the Hamad International Airport, and this is the Doha International Airport, made for flights that come out largely out of UAE and the rest of the region. I flew into Doha International Airport today, coming in from Sharjah on an Air Arabia flight. This is beautiful back in Doha, bright and sunny after almost 11 years. The last time I was here was when India was playing not the World Cup. I wish one day, but yeah, they were in the Asian Cup finals, and I remember I had come down to watch India take on Australia in what many experts and commentators felt would be a cricket match score, but they ended up losing, I think, about 5-0, despite the heroics of goalkeeper, the then goalkeeper Shubroto Pal. But then that's for another day, another story, another era. We are talking World Cup. The greatest show on earth is here in Doha, in our neck of the woods, in the region, and this is so beautiful. Those are the buses. A lot of things have been amped up. These are just the first visuals that I can get for you. I'm going to be here for the next 4 days. This is just a day before the FIFA 22 World Cup starts. Hosts Qatar take on I think they take on Ecuador, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. But I'm of course here for what was supposed to be the original opening match, Netherlands versus Sadio Mane's Senegal. Now that's been pushed, actually not pushed, it still remains on the same day. It's just that the opening match has been scheduled for a day before, that is tomorrow. I'm just walking out of the airport. Airport is back there, very small, looks like a custom made airport for the World Cup, but that's not the case. It has been here for a while, but yes, in anticipation of the crowd. Excuse me, still a bit under the weather, but yeah, you don't quite feel the World Cup fever yet. That's because things are warming up here in Qatar. You see Qatari flags in the distance, flower gardens, beds lining up the streets, and nice clean roads. So this is the host city, the host country for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Right, so I've finally found my mentor, guide, long-term philosopher, friend, guide, senior pro Shantanuda, who works here in Al Jazeera, who's been here for the last 8 years. He's been kind enough to step out of his house.
He's lying.
No. So he's been kind enough to step out of his house, pick me up from near the airport, and we're going to the other airport of Doha. And this is what you see the beautiful views. This is the 974 stadium, custom made for this World Cup, I believe. I think this will be destroyed after the World Cup, yeah? Yes. And maybe reused. So this was purpose built, and this is not the only one.
It was sent across to Africa.
Or sent across to Africa.
Some country, I don't recall.
But look at the beautiful roads. I'm back here after almost 11 years. Like I was saying, last time I was here was for India's Asian Cup adventure, but this time of course it's a different story, different setting, and Qatar looks all set for the World Cup. We just less than 24 hours counting down to the first game. Hosts Qatar taking on Ecuador, right? Yes, Ecuador in the first match. That's happening here tomorrow. Just about 24 hours to go, and I'll try and bring you more from my stay here over the next 4 days. So I'm actually at the pickup point in the car park for Uber, and this is what it looks like. Quite surprising, because you would have imagined this place buzzing with people from all over the world, but that's not quite how it is. Absolutely empty, bit of a ghost town, and we're hoping this changes in a day when the World Cup starts. Anyway, time for me to move on.
সবচেয়ে বেটার আপনারা কোথাও গেলে উবার ইউজ করেন। উবার অনেক চিপ কিন্তু এখানে পয়সা অনেক কম। শুধু এয়ারপোর্ট থেকে আসার সময় আপনার গভর্নমেন্টকে ট্যাক্স দিতে হয়েছে 20 রিয়াল, নাহলে বাইরে মিনিমাম 9 রিয়াল 5 কিলোমিটার যেতে পারবেন। একদম কম। এখানে পেট্রোলের দাম কম, তো উবারের প্রাইস অনেক কম। 20 টাকা দিয়ে 20 কিলোমিটার চলে যায়।
So this is the World Cup vlog, and I'm standing right outside my accommodation, which according to news and PR has been tough to find, but like I've always said, journalism is all about finding it for yourself. I'm standing in front of my accommodation. This is V10 in Cluster I, a place called Al Wakra. Now these are all custom made or actually purpose built apartments for supposedly thousands of fans expected over 4 weeks of World Cup, football World Cup, the best that you will ever see, the greatest show on earth. But all you see is basically empty roads, bit of a ghost town, and you can imagine what happens later tonight when the sun descends. Yeah, this is supposedly one of the cheapest accommodation here in Doha. Each apartment, you can see, can house 2 people at the same time for a night, and they will have to book for at least 3 nights on the go. And the cheapest that you can get here is about 300 riyals, or about 300 dirhams, just less than $100 a night. So these are some of the amenities that you get here in Barahat Al Janub, divided into clusters. We're up in Cluster I, so there are several clusters of them, and I think I've come across V, that's right in front. There's S, there's B, there's J. So yeah, by a quick back of the hand calculation, you can imagine at least several thousands expected to be housed here, but you don't see that rush, you don't feel that buzz yet. Maybe still building up, may not be, we don't know. Still early days, very early. The World Cup hasn't even started, but then we're just 24 hours away from the greatest show on earth. Tomorrow is the first game, Ecuador taking on Qatar, the hosts, playing their first World Cup. But this looks quite beautiful, must admit, from outside. I'll try and give you a tour of one of the apartments from inside. and I've been housed in one of those, the cheapest you can find in Qatar at this point in time, over the next 4 weeks for the World Cup. So you get these little flag posts, reception, dedicated reception for every cluster. This is cluster J, bright yellow. That's cluster K. So this is just one of the many accommodation choices that you can have here in Qatar during your during the entire duration of the World Cup. That's Almira across the road, and I've been told it's one of the biggest chains here of I think retailer outlets here in Qatar. Family friendly destination, I'm told. So they've opened what looks like a bit of a makeshift outpost here. So you pretty much have everything, and that's one of those buses that'll take you to the metro station for absolutely free of cost, only if you can provide your hire card. That gives you access to all the facilities and amenities here in Qatar during the World Cup. Alright, so this is our bus trip. This is organized by their, I'm guessing their official transport agency, Mossalat. This is what the bus ride looks like. We have all gathered together to watch the Netherlands match day after. It's a beautiful bus taking us to the metro station. Twilight, approaching metro station. So this is a free arrangement for fans who have the hire card. Fans who've come from all over the world, supposedly. We did spot a few from different countries, from Mexico, Argentina. You have anything to say, your experience so far?
I'm enjoying.
Okay.
Only thing that I had to walk a lot.
Yeah, which is making you fitter for the match day experience, because on match day you will have to walk. There's no other choice. So we are entering the metro station, built for the World Cup fans to make their journeys to the stadiums easier, more convenient. So there are 3 lines, the red, green, actually the blue, green and gold. And I believe this is, I'm not sure what line is this, we can figure out very shortly. First time on me. The last time I was here, metro wasn't even an idea here in Qatar, but of course things have changed in the last 10 years. Qatar is now a host country for the FIFA World Cup, and this is how expansive, how luxurious, how grandiose, well, you run out of adjectives, the metro stations look like. Reeks of Dubai, but not bad. I finally managed to make my way into the metro actually. This is what it looks like. Look at this plush interiors, the ceiling, very fashionable, chic. It's not as crowded as a Dubai metro or a tube, far cry. Very spacious, nicely designed and brightly lit.
Tenemos el grupo que tenemos nosotros. Sí, Va a tener que agregar abajo después también. ¿Usted qué está? ¿Ustedes 4? ¿Ustedes 3?
No, hay dos más.
So for the first time, I actually stood up and took notice of Doha, and this is something new on me completely because it looks quite stunning. This is right outside the Doha Expo and Exhibition Center, DEEC, and this looks quite gorgeous. Yes, it looks similar to Dubai, Marina, to Singapore, to Hong Kong, but it does look pretty attractive. Glittering, glitzy night sky. I think this is where the action happens. You can see the Brazilian flag keeps changing. Changes, I think, to the Senegal flag. This looks like the Argentina flag, of course, with the sun in between. So yeah, you see a display of all the flags of the countries playing the World Cup, and this building at the top.